In 2011, David Feltner lost his battle to cancer.
During his time in the hospital, David gave every kid he met hope, courage, and strength to keep fighting, all while fighting a battle of his own.
Today, we honor David for not only being a Boilermaker, but for living a life that put others first. This is his story.
David was happy. He loved being around people and always excited. And he loved to play sports. He did baseball, soccer. And when I finally caved in, he started hockey. Very young, very excitable, happy guy. Loved life. He started complaining about his getting headaches. His eye started to kind of bulge out and a little swollen and irritable a little bit, which was totally not his characteristics, the way he liked to be. I was devastated, especially since they said this was a very rare cancer. And we were told right off the bat that it was a adolescent cancer, and normally it only hit kids that were toddlers, and then for some reason it would skip to 14, 15. David was too old for that cancer, they said, but nobody ever survived it. It was nothing that they could cure. They could prolong and see how it went, but we knew right off the bat that his survival rate would be very low, which the doctors always said that David outlasted all of their odds because he had the tumor 3 different times, and they were amazed at how he did. Figuring out what we were going to do, getting ports put in, his reaction to his chemo, thinking that we had the right type of treatment, and the biopsies would show, having surgeries for the biopsies, and it actually had come into his spine, the lower spine, and it was so big there that it was about ready to, if we waited much longer, it would have popped the sac at the lower of the spine. He would have been paralyzed. And so we got that all taken care of. Thought he was doing good. And, he's back in school, back and forth. And then it came back again up in the original location, had that biopsy done, and they decided we're going to have to take the eye out. But prior to that all happening, he had lost his sight for a little bit, and we're like, oh, what's going on? And one of his, the child life person that's in the hospital that works with the kids to keep them happy, and they do a lot with the little kids, she was doing Reiki treatments, and she's like, let me do one on David. And so she did one time when he was in for treatment, and granted he couldn't see, and she did that treatment, and 2 days later his sight came back. So a lot of things happened over a period of time. It's really hard to put a timeline on all of it, but lots of surgeries, lots of chemo, lots of different medications. I think one of the things that was neat for David was, in that timeline, was meeting with the children that came into the clinic. He was all about taking care of the kids. The little kids in the clinic would talk to him. Wasn't a kid, but they looked upon him like, we see you and you're older, that means that we can be older. And there was a pretty little girl that used to come in every Monday when he was in there that looked like a little American Girl doll, just the sweetest little thing. And she had cute little wigs and hats that her mom would put on her. And she wanted to see David before she would go into treatment. And if David wasn't there yet, she would wait because she wanted to talk to him. And David gave her encouragement.
Involved in so many different things. He just had a way about him He had an infectious optimism. He made people laugh even in his worst condition. He just had a way of just incorporating people and making them feel good regardless of his situation. He just was a joy to be around. There is a poster in the house, or it's actually a board in the house. It's on one of the walls that has a saying that was on his Facebook page. Attitude is the little thing that makes a big difference.